Hey guys, Alex here, and in today's episode, we are talking about Jess's recent road trip to Arizona and Utah, and a couple of other travel experiences that we had in the past. It's a really fun episode, so without further ado, let's dive straight into it. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about Jess's trip to, where'd you go?
Everywhere. Arizona and Utah.
But it was a mini road trip though, right?
Yes,
you guys didn't do any flying or whatever?
We did fly to Vegas, and then from there we drove. But yeah, for the most part, it was just a road trip.
Nice.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. Well, how was it?
It was good. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, we started in California, and then we took a flight to Vegas, and then we stayed the night at Vegas, and then got some Taiwanese noodles, which was really good.
Oh,
it
nice.
was the hand cut noodles, and they were making it fresh right in front of us. So that was really good. It was so cold there, surprisingly. I thought
in Vegas,
it was freezing, and we were shivering because we were waiting to for our seats and stuff. We waited over an hour for dinner.
Oh my god!
So yeah, but it was so cold. I was not expecting that at all because I feel like whenever we go to Vegas, it's really hot and humid, and so I was not prepared for that. But yeah, so we ate dinner, and then we had an early morning the next day because we were checking out of our Airbnb and then getting our rental car because we were driving from Vegas to the Grand Canyon actually that next day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got up and then we got breakfast and then got a rental car and started driving to the Grand Canyon, and we made a lot of stops along the way. So we went to the Hoover Dam, which was really cool to see. And we got to stand in Arizona and Nevada at the same time. It was the weirdest thing because the time change. It was I don't remember. It was 11 o'clock in one tower, and then it was 2 o'clock in the next one. We're wow, this is so weird. But it was really cool to see the Hoover Dam. I feel like I've been, but I don't remember. I feel like we went as a kid.
I think we went as kids. Yeah.
Yeah, and now going back, I'm wow, I don't think I've ever been here before, but I feel like I have. So yeah, it was really cool to see. And then the bridge there was really cool too. It's one of the highest bridges in the United States, I think.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, it was really pretty too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was cool. And then we drove down Route 66. Which was pretty cool. It has really weird signs there. If you have never been to the Route 66, it was really weird.
Really? What? What do you mean?
They just have these red signs along the side of the road that say the randomest crap. It's I don't remember what it said, but it was keep driving and you'll find what you've been looking for your whole life. It's just the randomest thing, and it made no sense. It was really weird.
Motivational quotes on the side of the road.
But it wasn't motivational. It was just stupid. It made literally no sense. It started off as if it could be, and then at the end it just did not make any sense. We're what the heck is the point of these? Somebody spent the time and the effort placing all these signs because it was pretty much the whole drive. And I mean, it wasn't a long drive, but still, it was just so random.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny that someone put the effort into making a big ass sign. Yeah. Because it has to be legible, right? They're big. Yeah. That's so funny. Was it handwritten or just did it print it out?
It was printed out like a regular sign, like a street sign type of thing. And it was just on the side of the road. It was weird.
That's so funny.
Yeah. It made us chuckle a couple times, but it was just, random.
That's so funny. This is from Vegas to the Grand Canyon? Is that?
Yeah, this is Vegas to Arizona. So that was Arizona, our first stop. So after that weird Route 66 drive, we went to the Grand Canyon. And that was so cool to see actually, because I don't think I've ever been to the Grand Canyon. I might have as a kid, and I just don't remember, but seeing it for the first time, and remembering it, it was just so awesome.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to see just how big it is and the depth of everything, but man, it's crazy. So big. Yeah, it was really neat to see.
That's cool.
I think it snowed there too. I'm trying to remember if that was...
Really?
the snowy place. Yeah, it was snowing in both Arizona and Utah. Like there was snow on the ground.
That's
and we
weird.
like played in the snow, like made little snowballs and stuff. But
Like a lot too.
yeah, well, it was
Wow.
like snowy on like one side of the road, and then the other side where the sun was, it was gone. But where there was shade, there was a lot of snow, surprisingly, and it was very fluffy snow.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool to see.
Yeah.
And then so after we went to the Grand Canyon, we stayed the night in Page, Arizona. We actually from the Grand Canyon drove to Utah. But yeah, so we did that, and then we drove back to Page, which is also in Arizona. Oh yeah, that's right. And then we also went to Horseshoe Bend. I don't know if you've heard of that. You have? Okay.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So that was really cool too. So we did that in the morning, and then we went to Antelope Canyon in the afternoon, which I don't know if you've heard of them, but it's like
I've
these
seen
really
pictures.
beautiful red rocks, and it was just really cool to see. The pictures were really cool too. And just learning about the different historical facts and just how the water and the just everything. I mean, both the canyon, Grand Canyon and Canyon X, or just every canyon, how it has these different like not structures, like shapes and stuff.
Features
and it's due to
and
like,
stuff.
openings. Exactly. By like rain and snow and all that stuff. And it just becomes this beautiful, just so cool to see thing. Canyon, I guess. So yeah, that was really fun. And then after that, we drove to Zion, to Utah. So that was cool to see as well. It was a lot of driving. We did hike in Zion. So for those of you who haven't gone to Zion, there are shuttles. And the funny thing is, we knew about the shuttles, but we didn't know about the shuttles. So we got there, and they only do shuttles on the weekends for a certain period of time. And on the weekdays, which we went on a Monday, that was the last week that they stopped, that they would. So the week after we left, they would start doing shuttles every single day, including weekdays. And so we went on the last week that they were not doing shuttles, which kind of sucks because a huge part of the Zion Park, there is this canyon junction, which you can't drive your car up there unless you get there at like 6 a.m. So once parking is filled up, they close the street down. And so we were very limited on what we could hike, which was really unfortunate. But I think for us, it was enough because we were only there for like 5-6 hours. So we could only do so many hikes out at a given time. So we did do one hike, which was really cool to see. We hiked up this mountain, and we got to see like the whole park pretty much. So it was overlooking a bunch of stuff. So that was really cool.
Nice.
And then just Zion in general is it was really cool to see. Like just how it was like the opposite of New York, where there's, instead of skyscrapers, it's just mountains and grass and greenery and everything like that too. So that was really neat.
That's awesome.
And then we went back to Vegas that same day after we hiked Zion, and then we went to Gordon Ramsay's steak, which was really cool.
Okay, nice. That's awesome. That's so cool.
It was a really cool experience. And it was really nice. And then we come back home the next day. So it was
Did you see Gordon Ramsay?
No, I wish. Dude, the funny thing is actually we ordered a steak, obviously, and it came out so salty, and we had to send it back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we asked the waiter, and we're like, is this supposed to be this salty? And he goes, it's not supposed to be salty at all. And we're like, well, it's really salty. Like, I took a bite, and I was like, I want to spit it out. But I was like, I'm just going to eat it because it's an expensive steak. And I was like, maybe it's supposed to be this way.
Right.
So that was quite interesting.
Man.
But yeah, they gave us a new steak, and that turned out way better. And it was like, wow. But we did not think, and we were joking around like, I wonder what happened back there. I wonder if like the head chef was like, who the hell did this?
I know.
You need to come
Gordon
here,
Ramsay's
taste
back there just yelling at people.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't that be so
be
funny?
really
Oh my God. Yeah. That's cool.
Get out of my kitchen.
I know. That's cool. That's so cool. I feel like I feel like he does like steaks and burgers and stuff like so well, right? Like all his restaurants are like impeccable. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the beef Wellington, which was really good.
Oh, the signature beef
Yes,
Wellington.
yes, it was really
my
good.
God.
And we got the sticky toffee pudding. 10
Okay.
out of 10 recommend. It was so good. Oh my gosh. I was so full by the end of it, and I wanted to eat more, but I could not. But it was so good.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was a really fun experience. We wanted to go to Hell's Kitchen because it's also in Vegas, but they were
Right.
fully booked, so maybe next time. But
I
it
see,
looked really cool. It had like the fire and everything, like similar to the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys get to drive by it, like the Hell's Kitchen place, or no?
We walked right by it because it was on the way
it's right
to dinner to the other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We stayed
I
at
didn't know that.
Caesar's Palace, so it was like you walk right outside of Caesar's Palace, and it's like right there. So it was really cool.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So how many days did you guys go for?
We went so we got to Vegas on Friday night, and then we came back Tuesday afternoon. So a good amount of time.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah. We actually stayed in a different state every night, which was kind of funny.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah. It was a lot packed into the itinerary, but it was really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So who does more of the planning, you or Luke?
The funny thing actually is we do it together. But
Okay.
for this trip, I actually found an itinerary online, and we just followed it to a T.
Oh,
It was
wow.
one of probably like my best travel hack now, and I'll probably use it from now on, because that person that did the itinerary, they like laid out each day, and it was like meant for a couple days of traveling to the different parks, which was
Right.
really awesome, because like along the way she told us like, oh, stop here if you want a quick bite, or stop here if you want to see this view or whatever.
Right.
So it was really nice to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really easy to follow it.
That's
and
cool.
not have to worry about like, oh, now what are we gonna do? You know?
Right. Exactly. What a convenient way to travel. Wow.
I know.
That's actually so sick.
Yeah.
It's so, I feel like it's so cool to like, it's one thing to see all these like natural landscapes in photos and videos and stuff like that. And it's another thing to like see it in person.
I know.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
like when we went to like Yellowstone, cause like we've been to Yellowstone, or I think we went to Yellowstone when we were kids. You don't remember that?
I don't remember anything.
I remember that trip because we went with the grandpa, so I don't really remember anything. But like watching through the videos and stuff like that, it's like oh yeah, that's cool. You know, there's like mountains and like the geysers and everything like that. But then when you actually get there, it's like wow, it feels so different. Like you know, the landscapes are just, I don't know, something about like being there in person. Like everything feels so much bigger and like real in a way, especially if you see like wildlife, because we saw like buffalo or bison or something, and like we brought our little like binoculars, and we were, because they were pretty far away, and so like we were just like looking at them through binoculars and stuff like that, and like wow, they're like right there, and it's so cool. Yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, something about like being there in person versus like seeing it on a screen.
Oh, totally.
You know, it's like
For
totally
sure.
different. Yeah.
I feel like the pictures and videos don't do it justice. You know, like you can't capture every little thing that you're seeing in front of you. So yeah, I think I definitely think it's worthwhile to go to those places instead of just viewing on the phone or like on a video or something.
Do you like road trips better, or do you like flying to like destinations better?
I think it depends on how long the road trip is. I feel like the way that we had it for this trip, it was like you drove for a couple hours and you got out and then looked at things, which was really nice. I feel like breaking up the long drive is really fun. But if it's like a continuous 6-8 hour drive without anything, then I probably would rather fly. Because at least then it's like, okay, we do it and then we're done with it for a while and we can like go have fun and do stuff. But I also don't really like flying. I get like motion sickness, so it makes me not feel great. But yeah, so I like shorter flights, but longer flights make me a little anxious. I'm like, I don't know how all I'm going to do on them. So what about you? Do you like road trips better or do you like flying?
I like road trips better. I always like to take like breaks along the way, even if there's like no like recommended breaks. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not following a guide or whatever, then I like to just pull off to the side of the road and just kind of like get out and look around and take pictures and stuff like that. It's always nice because when we went to Yellowstone, we drove there too as well. So, and that was like a pretty like boring, I guess, drive because there's like nothing there, right? You're going through like Nevada and then Idaho, and then if you're like outside of the big cities, there's like nothing around there. I remember driving up to Seattle. That was a trip you weren't on, but but we took your car.
Yeah.
But that was a really nice drive because like going up the coast of California, up to Oregon, and then to the Pacific Northwest, like that drive is like nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Nice. Yeah. Especially like since I did it twice. So once with Dad and Tori, and then the other time with Grandpa. And so when we drove up with Grandpa, I remember specifically taking the Highway 1, so along the coast of California, and just driving up all the way until we hit Oregon, and then we just cut into the state, into Oregon, to I think Medford, and then we stayed there. But the drive up, it's like so nice because like the coast and the water and everything, and then when you drive into Oregon, it's like beautiful, like foresty, like woods and stuff like that. So it's really nice. So that was really cool.
Have you seen like, what are they called? Camper vans, where you like convert a van into like a house.
Yeah.
They rent those out, and I was like, oh my gosh, we should do that next time. Like that's so awesome.
So fun. Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Those things are so cool. I would love to do that. Like, I watched somebody who is like what are they called? A van lifer?
Yes. Van lifer.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
I'm like, man, that looks so cool.
It does.
But I don't know if I have the balls to do it. Like, it just seems like a lot, like getting water and all that kind of stuff, and showering in a gym, and
yeah, that's so funny.
But it looks so cool. Like, just being able to get up and then you can park and see the freaking ocean, or drive somewhere and then just sleep right under the stars. Like, it sounds so fun. But
I know, for real. Yeah, I've been like seriously thinking about like doing a trip like that, like just renting a van and stuff, and then going like maybe our first one maybe like going to like Santa Barbara, or like going to somewhere close around LA. That'd be cool. That'd be really fun. Would you prefer going to places like traveling with you and Luke, or would you prefer like going with a group of people instead?
I feel like it really depends. Like, for example, going to Zion, where we were saying like while we were there, it's like it would be so much fun to come back with like a group of friends, or like with you guys, and do the hikes together. Just because it's like that kind of atmosphere, like it's a very social group activity, and everyone can enjoy it. I feel like if it was an international trip, it might be a little bit more difficult, where there's a lot of like planning and logistics involved. I feel like that's harder when you add a lot of people to it, but it could still be fun, I think, with people. I feel like the trips that I've gone on with like friends and all of that have been really fun too. It's just like a different kind of trip though, like it's different than if you're just traveling with your significant other, but I think both are fun.
Because like Mama would prefer to travel with friends, like with us, and then go with friends and stuff like that. And I feel like I'm the same way too. Yeah. Even though, like you said, there are more logistics and stuff involved, I feel like it is more fun with like a group of people. Not that it's not fun with just me and Meow Meow, your significant other, but like, I feel like it adds more like, I don't know, the atmosphere is like a lot lighter and like fun. I don't know, with more people. No, it's not that like I don't like traveling with Meow Meow, and it's not that she doesn't like traveling with me either.
Right.
But like,
no, I get it.
There's only like so many things we can like talk about on a 16-hour road trip. You know what I'm saying? Like,
true. Yeah.
With like other people, like there's like more things to talk about, more things to like more ideas to like, to have things to do, and like, oh, maybe we can try this out, maybe we can try a different thing out, versus like just me and Meow Meow, like, oh, let's just try these two things out and that's it, let's just go here and then like, that's it. But yeah, would you trust Luke to plan an entire trip without you, like, hands off, entirely, all Luke planned a trip, like maybe with like a group trip with friends? Ooh. A group trip of like maybe like 4 people, you and like 2 you guys and 2 other people. Would you trust him to plan an entire
whole thing for the 4 of us?
For the 4 of us, maybe like a 5-day trip.
Oh boy, no.
No.
Just cause And here
Okay.
we are. It's not his strong suit, the planning part. I enjoy it. And I like to, be type A about it and write everything down. And
Yep.
he's like, I'm just going to show up or go with the flow type of guy. So I feel like he'd miss a few things here and there, but
Yes. Oh my God. That's so funny.
I mean, I think he'll do fine,
Yeah.
I'll trust him to do it, but
Yeah.
I'd be a little worried still.
Yeah. You'll be peeking over the shoulder, making sure the dates are right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Oh man. Making sure you guys have a place to sleep on the day you arrive. It's so funny. Yeah. No, Memo would never trust me.
Really? So she does all the planning?
She does all the planning, and she's been like that since forever.
We should have you and Luke plan a trip, and
would be a
we'll just
disaster.
see
Holy
how well
moly.
you guys do. we'll just
plan
expect
it, but
the worst.
don't go on the trip, but just have us plan it. We just won't go on the trip.
It's a test. We'll see how well
Yes.
you do, and if it does good enough, we'll go. I feel like it gives me a lot of anxiety about traveling outside of the United States. I don't know why. Just because, the language and everything else is kind of scary, and you don't know what to expect. Whereas I feel like within the United States, living here and being raised here and everything like that and born here, it doesn't really change all that much between state to state. There's some differences, but it's for the most part, you kind of know what you're gonna get into, or what you can do in certain situations, and it's not as scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, international, I'm just I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not only a language thing. There's a whole culture part of it
Exactly.
too, right? We being born here, we understand American culture, and it's largely the same everywhere you go in the country. But even if we went to England, even though we speak English and stuff like that, even if we go to England, there's a whole different culture there, right? It's not American. You're not so if you're there, you'll feel out of place, and not having someone who's native from there is going to be pretty difficult. But you can get around, but it's just more fun if you if you went with someone who's from there.
Yeah. Would you rather go when it's hot and humid or when it's raining?
No, raining. I'll take
Really?
raining over. Yeah, I'll take raining over. It's hot and humid.
I'd rather go hot and humid.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like you can't really
I
do
don't know.
anything in the rain. You just want to stay inside and not go anywhere, Whereas hot and humid, it kind of sucks, but at least places have air conditioning, hopefully.
I feel I guess. I feel it sucks a lot, actually, if it's hot and humid. So you don't want to go outside and do anything.
I guess that's true.
Because I've been to, when I was in China, I've been in the summer and also been in the winter. And in the winter, it's when we went in the winter, it rained a lot. But then in the summer, it's it's super hot, it's super sticky, it's because you're humid all the time, and your sweat clings onto you like no other. And I would take the rain. I would definitely take the rain. I would definitely take the rain because you can use an umbrella, you can walk around and stuff like that. And one time though, we were in the rain. We were in China, and in China, bike share is a huge thing. So you can rent out bikes and stuff like that just on the side of the road. It's a huge thing in every city. And so we rented bikes to bike to dinner, because it wasn't too far away from Mema's house. And so it was at night, and we didn't know it was gonna rain, and so we started biking. It was maybe a 20-ish minute bike ride, which isn't too bad. And so we started biking. 10 minutes in, halfway through, it started sprinkling. I'm oh, that's weird. Why is it sprinkling right now? I didn't why is it doing that right now? And then a couple of minutes later, it just started pouring.
Oh no!
And it started pouring rain, and we were biking as fast as we could and as safely as we could, and we were drenched by the end of it, and the street started not flooding, but there was huge puddles all over the place.
Oh my gosh!
And so we were we were drenched by the time we got to the restaurant, and we were asking, because in China you have to buy tissues. Or napkins and stuff like that, or else you bring your own. And they're $1, also like maybe like 10 cents a pack. And so we bought like 10 packs of like napkins, and they were like the 1-ply thin, the thin like restaurant napkins. And so we would just be like rubbing, like just trying to dry ourselves off and something of like 10 packs of like napkins. It was hilarious. And like our shoes are all wet and stuff like that.
Man.
So like we had to
That's the worst.
we had to stick napkins inside our shoes to dry it off. It was the worst, but it was a lot of fun. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. But I'd rather have that than like than be like super like hot and humid.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather have the opposite. Like what you just said, I'm like, hell no, I don't want that. That sounds miserable. Like, because then you're freezing too, and you're wet, and your clothes are clinging to you, and your socks are wet, and your shoe. Ugh. Yeah.
That is the worst. Okay, yeah, that is the worst. I mean, socks wet is like the worst feeling ever.
Yes. Socks
like, I don't know
your
why.
shoes is even worse.
Yeah.
But wet socks, yeah.
To me, it's so crazy that in a human's lifetime, you can't travel to all the places that you probably want to travel. I mean, maybe you can, but like,
yeah,
it's like so hard, right? Like even in just the United States, like there's so many places that you can go to, and like you only have so much time to do everything.
Especially if you work like a 9 to 5 and there's not a lot of flexibility in that, then it's like you only have X amount of weeks to do everything that you want in a year, which sucks. But maybe one day, you never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hopefully one day.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed what we talked about in this episode. If you want more content from us, make sure to follow us on our social media channels. We'll have links in our bio or description. Have a great day.